Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we're going to be talking about all my jobs and my experience working with them. Now I'm gonna give y'all the honest, cold truth. I'm eating Swedish fish, by the way, but I'm gonna give y'all the honest, cold truth about all these jobs, just so you know when you're looking for a job, or if you're younger and you're looking for your first job, or your first ever job. Some you might want to go to and some to avoid. Okay, so I'm gonna give y'all the brutal, honest truth about these jobs, like I said. So my very first job was TJ Maxx. I didn't work there long at all because I had to move, but I will say it was a really good job. It was my very first job ever. Like my very first job where, I mean, I had worked before, but I was working with my dad and my mom with their business. But for this job, it was my first actual retail job. And it was a really good job for my first job. All I did really was stocking. And I remember my first time on the cash register, I was scared and I messed up this lady's money. I didn't know how much to give her back at all. That was embarrassing. But most of the time I was on the sales floor. I would say for TJ Maxx, it was a really good first job. I do recommend it. Everyone, well, the one I worked at, were really nice and warming with meeting me, introducing me to people and welcoming me. It was really nice. I was 16 when I got that. My very first job after TJ Maxx was Six Flags. Six Flags is a story. I'm gonna just keep it 100 with y'all because that's what we're gonna do. That's what we do on this channel, is keep it 100. Six Flags was horrible. Now Six Flags now, I don't know how they are now. This was in 2020. No, this was in the January of 2021. I don't know how they are now. They're probably much different now because I see that they close a lot earlier than they used to. Six Flags, I worked 10 a.m. to like 11 or a little later than 11. The reason why I worked that is because I was told by one of the leads that I worked in food service. I was told me and my sister worked there. We worked the ice cream shop by ourselves. That wasn't so bad. What was so bad was the people we were working with. And the lead over there, which was the same age as me, she was telling us we had to go next door and help clean over there, which we were only supposed to be cleaning our own little stand. But no, first time there, I quit once. Then they begged me to come back, so I went back, and then I quit again, and my sister ended up quitting with me. Days at Six Flags was fine. Next days at Six Flags got worse because me and my sister felt like we were being mistreated because there was people there. So they had us wiping walls or whatever, right? Or wiping the windows down. And there was like 3 other girls standing there, and she tells us to do it and they're not doing nothing. So we had a problem with that. So we went to them and said something to them about that. And they understood. They said something to them about it. Okay, fine. That's fine. Another problem was, I can't remember what happened, and we ended up getting they just put us in the ice cream shop together. In my opinion, it was an okay company. There was a time where me and Janice had to go and help do a catering event. So we went over there and helped do a catering event, and we never got a break. You're supposed to get a 45-minute lunch break. We never got a lunch break. We stood there all day and night without a lunch break. And they gave us free food, I guess, the next day for our 45-minute break, which the food was disgusting. But it's okay. Okay, now, here's the thing. I don't know how Six Flags is now. I'm showing you my experience with these jobs, unless they're closer to when I worked them now. This is my experience with the jobs. And a lot of my jobs I didn't have the best experience with. So I'm just keeping it 100 with y'all. Next job, I went from Six Flags to Hardee's. And when I worked at Hardee's, that was my very first fast food job. In my experience at Hardee's, it wasn't that bad. Like, the work at Hardee's wasn't bad at all. I didn't have a problem with it. I was morning to afternoon shift. Once the afternoon shift came, I was out of there. I did morning, which was breakfast time, which that was rush hour right there. Afternoon, it was slowed down, wasn't a lot of people and stuff. It was more laid back than morning shift. My experience at Hardee's was pretty well. Being completely honest with you, only problem is my older cousin had got us a job there. All right, y'all, sorry, I'm back. So, as I was saying, Hardee's, my older cousin got me and my sister a job there, and then there was another lady there. She started talking about my cousin to me, and like trying to get me to talk about her with her, and I'm like, I'm not with that. So then it was a whole bunch of other people talking about her, and it was too much going on. I'm like, what is going on? Because the manager knew that that was our cousin, and it was like, y'all know that they related to her, and she was still talking about her to me, and I'm like, are you trying to start something with us and all that? And here's the thing with me and jobs. I done had so many jobs because if I don't like what's going on, I'm not gonna sit, and if it's too much, I'm not gonna tolerate it. I mean, sometimes I can tolerate a lot. So I ended up quitting Hardee's, and after I quit Hardee's, I went to Burlington for like one day, and Burlington, that was horrible. Orientation day, I went in there. It was weird because she had me sitting out in the hallway for a while, and it was like, I was just in there like, okay. And then she had me filling all this stuff in the break room, and then she would leave the break room and wouldn't come back for a long, long time, and I had been finished the stuff. So when I came back, she took me to the computer room, and I did all the stuff on the computer. And then some lady came in there and took me out, and I wasn't even finished on the computer yet. And she took me to the back room, which wasn't even my position. I was supposed to be like a cashier. So that was weird. I'm like, okay. So I was in the back room putting tags on stuff, I believe. It was weird. And then they had us put it out, and then after that, they had me go on my break. And then when I came back from my break, I wasn't really sure what to do. And another person came in, they were like, oh, you're a new hire, all this stuff like that. Like, acting like she was confused and didn't know I was supposed to be there. So I'm like, this is so unprofessional. The next job, I worked after Burlington. What was the next job after Burlington? Publix. So Publix is where I found my baby, my love of my life, my everything. Which we'll probably do a story time on how we met one day, but that's besides the point. I got a job at Publix. Publix was my first job. I was excited about because your girl was getting paid $13 an hour, and $13 an hour was like $20 an hour for me because I had went from being paid. I was paid $10 at Six Flags. Oh no, hold on. I was paid how much? I think like $8 at TJ Maxx for my first job, $10 at Six Flags. Well, $8 getting hired, $8, then $10 for Six Flags, $10.50 Hardee's. Burlington, I went back down the scale and I went to where did I go to? I went back down the scale and I went to $9, and then I went back up to $13, and that was like golden for me. Publix, I'm be honest, Publix wasn't that bad for me until the end. It was over for me at the end of Publix because, first of all, when I first got there, it was fine and everything, but Publix, their hours started dropping. For part-timers, it went downhill. I was only getting 1 or 2 days a week. Then they would call you on these days and be like, can you come in at the last minute? I'm like, no, I can't come in. Why are you telling me so late? Like, call me in the morning. Don't call me when it's almost like an hour or 30 minutes before the shift starts. No. To one of the managers, the customer service manager, and told her, is there a way I can get full-time? Because like you're cutting my hours, boo. I'm gonna need more money. I'm gonna need like 1 or 2 days a week. That's a waste of time. I'm not about to come to work 1 day a week. Like, what does that look like? And so I told her that, and she told me she'll see what she can do or whatever, but there was no full-time for customer service because I was a cashier. And so she recommended me to seafood. Mind you, nobody told you to recommend me to seafood. She said she'll see what she can do. I didn't know I was going to be going to a different department, boo. So I went to seafood, and I was working over in seafood. Seafood manager, he was cool. I'm going to be completely honest. He was cool when I first started working over there in seafood. Then it got weird, and they was like saying stuff about how I don't talk. When am I gonna talk more? I mean, maybe that was them being funny or whatever over there. Me as a person, I can't be myself with you unless I'm close with you or closer with you. So seafood, I worked over there for a little bit, and seafood is the place where I quit. I completely quit seafood. I mean, I completely quit Publix after seafood because I had COVID. And he was calling me. He knew I told him I was sick and had COVID, and he knew it. And he was still calling me and telling me to come into work and asking me to come into work. When are you coming into work? And these people, I had put in a day for my graduation to be off. Tell me why these people call me on my graduation day telling me I'm supposed to be coming in. I put in days to be out on my graduation day, and it was approved, boo. So I quit Publix because it pissed me off how he was calling me, telling me to come in. And I'm in my bed, sick as I don't know what, can barely breathe. And he asked me to come in, and I had COVID. No. So at that time, I just texted him, and I told him I won't be coming back to work. Sorry, blah, blah, blah. Quit Publix. Y'all, I swear. I'm turning over a new leaf, and I'm trying not to quit my jobs just like that because I don't know. The only reason is when people don't respect me. I feel like I'm not being respected is why I quit the jobs. If you respect me and I can see that you appreciate my work, then it's perfectly fine. The next job after Publix was, I think I went to Office Max. It wasn't even me that applied to Office Max. My ex applied me to Office Max, and they ended up calling me and stuff, and that took me back down again because they tried to pay me $11 an hour, which they told me I would be paid $14 an hour, and I ended up getting paid $11 an hour, so I was confused. So one day lied to me there for my orientation or whatever, and I was on the computer the entire time. It smelled like wet dog. The room felt wet. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but the room just felt wet and weird. You know how it rains? You're all wet in the rain. It felt like that, but in the room, the air felt like that. The break room looked like a bedroom, so I just never went back. After that job, I went to Walmart. Walmart was one long hell of a story. First, I didn't have a problem with Walmart. I worked at Walmart with Amari. Walmart wasn't, I'm gonna tell you, the work at Walmart was easy as ever. Easy. Couldn't ask for anything better. The manager that hired me there, he was the nicest person ever. He was very understanding. He helped me a lot with my schedule. So I liked him. He was a really good person. More so it's the people. One thing they do tell you about working at Walmart is that it's always going to be drama no matter what. And I'm a quiet person. I don't like drama. I don't like being put in drama. Don't put me in drama because I'm not a drama person. I don't want to be fighting or arguing. The reason I quit Walmart is because there was weird little jokes and things going around about me and Amari and our relationship. They made a little joke about some of us being in the bed together. It's just some things you don't say. I don't care how close you think you are with me and my boyfriend. Don't make weird jokes about us. It's not funny. You're not close like that. I will never be close with somebody enough for them to be making weird sexual jokes about me and my boyfriend. Then after Walmart, I went to Amazon. Amazon by far was a really good job. It's just very physical. T points and stuff like that beat me down. Like my second day there, boom. I already used 4 points. I got put in negative because we were supposedly out the rest of the year. So that put me down even more points. So I was negative 6 points. 16. No, it was negative 6 points. Negative 6 hours. So I was in the negative for the sleep with my schedule, which was 1:20 to 11:50. It beat me down. I was really tired. Like, it was the point I was on my period. And I almost felt like I was about to pass out. One of the downfalls about Amazon was I don't know if they're called OPS or whatever. I went to him telling him I'm about to pass out. Like, I'm being straight up with y'all. If I would have kept standing up, I would have fell over and passed out. Like, seriously, that's how bad it was. It was so bad that I was about to fall over, walking up to talk to him. I told him I'm about to pass out. He said, okay, he said, okay, something. He pointed his hand this way. And so I went and walked, sat in there. He never came in there. And the points, also HR, it's really hard to get a hold to HR. When you're in the negative, it's not even your fault, and it's hard to get to HR. You're just walking on needles. Like, oh my gosh. Am I about to get fired? Is somebody gonna come walk me out? That was the only bad thing. But other than that, Amazon was pretty cool. The people were nice at Amazon. A lot of flirting, though. It is like, that's one thing that is true about Amazon. It's a lot of people that want to talk to you. So if you're in a relationship, you need to be loyal, like extremely loyal. So that is one thing about Amazon. It's a lot of flirters. A lot of people want to talk to you and all this and that. So that is one thing. But other than that, Amazon was a good job. All in all, what I have to say about all these jobs I've had, to each your own. Your experience might be completely different from my experience with these jobs. But I do tell you, if there's something better out there for y'all, go get it. And I'm gonna say this because I don't want y'all to think it's every single place. Every place has their own way of how they act and how they care about their associates or employees. Like, the Six Flags where I'm at might be completely different from the Six Flags somewhere else. Or the Publix I worked at might be completely different from the other Publixes near y'all. Or the Hardee's, the Office Max, the Hardee's, the Amazon, the Walmart. Every place, like, ones y'all might work at might not be nothing like the ones I worked at. They could be completely better. They could be taking so much more care of their employees and caring more about their employees and what's going on with them. So I just say, this isn't to bash any of the companies at all, because I'm not bashing the companies. I'm bashing the people that work at the companies, okay? Six Flags overall is a really good company, you know? Right now it's really going downhill because nobody wants to work at Six Flags, but Six Flags is a great company. I love Six Flags. I loved working at Six Flags. It was the people I worked with at Six Flags. Publix is overall a great company, great benefits and everything. It's not the company, it's the people I worked with. It's the managers and all that I worked with. Hardee's, it wasn't even the manager. It was just my associates. Is that what you call them? The employees, my co-workers, sorry. It was my co-workers. Walmart, bashing Walmart, we're just gonna leave that there. Walmart is a great store. It's a lot of drama that goes on at Walmart when you work at Walmart, just being completely honest. Walmart, they somewhat care about their employees. So it's not the company. Like I said, with what I had to do, it was nothing about the company that I said. It was the co-workers that I have a problem with. With that being said, that is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video about all these jobs I worked at. It's only been 10, maybe less than 10. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video.